loves. Happy Tuesday. I've been saying Monday all day, so apologies. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's going on with the planets. I'm just feeling, I don't know, like I just left the weekend or something, and today the week is starting for me. So if I'm the only one, apologies. I just wanted to pop in and talk to you guys because I'm sitting here of like, what should be my next series? I'm waiting for inspiration, but like the message that's in my heart today has nothing to do with astrology, nothing to do with human design. And I was like, how do I share it? Let me just turn the camera on. Let's kiki with whoever's here. Hi, my love. Welcome in. And if you're catching the replay, let me know. #replay. But my day today consisted of taking my father to his post-op appointments. He had heart surgery. For those that didn't know, over the Christmas holiday, it was super terrifying. His aorta burst. He had to have emergency surgery. Then there was blood clots. It was a whole lot of emergencies for a little while, and then it slowed down. But now we went to see his surgeon today. And while we were sitting in the waiting room, my dad and I started having this conversation about his experience when he was going through that trauma. Because at the time, we were all just surviving. We're all just like, we're glad he's alive. We're doing what we can. We're holding it together. Well, turns out my father told me that while he was on the table, like he was literally on bypass. He was not with us at the time, right? That he could see the surgeon and the staff, and like he was detached from his body. So if this is too woo for you, apologies, but I want to share, there's a point to this story, I promise. But he was talking about how twice, first when we got to the hospital, he felt himself detached from his body, and he was just looking around like, what's going on? Like he almost didn't recognize the body on the bed as his, and he's just like, what's happening? And then the second time was while the surgery was happening, where he noticed the surgeon and everybody that was in there. And y'all, listening to my dad retell the story from his side really triggered something in my brain of like, we're so attached to this identity, to who we are, to our name, our title, what we do for a living, you know, the sister, the mother, the daughter, the insert whatever title you're holding on to for dear life. And this isn't even who we are. You know, there's so much more to us. There's like a soul, a message, a purpose, a being within this body that's here on a mission, that's here to do something. And listening to my dad, who literally came back from the dead, talk about how there was no fear. He wasn't scared. It was just this feeling of, oh, I guess I'm not longer in my body. But the feeling was not even identifying with what was happening. It was just being outside of himself, witnessing himself. And I wonder what would happen to us if we looked at our lives like that. Instead of the roles and the titles and the stigma that we hold of like, oh no, I can't say that because it would offend my mom. Or no, I can't take the stage because I don't know how my friends are going to feel. Or I don't know, I shouldn't speak about that because spiritual people don't do that. Or religious, insert whatever title. They don't do that, right? How different would life be if we just got rid of the labels? We just got rid of the outside and the expectations and the idea of who we're supposed to be. And we just gave ourselves permission to like really shine. Like to really be who we came to be. Like to actually do the mission that we're here to do. The problem is that we get so caught up with life and busy that the only time we ever really look up or like take a breath is when life happens. Like over Christmas, when my dad went through this chaotic moment, that's when my entire life was like, what have I been doing? Like family matters. I need to be here. I was so grateful to be here. I was so grateful to be healthy, to be able to get him to the hospital. But before that, I saw my dad all the time. And it just didn't matter. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a daughter. I love my family. But I was living out of an idea of who they expected me to be instead of from a place of like, I'm just grateful that we're here. I'm grateful that we're together. I'm grateful that in this present moment, I get to decide who I am. Beyond all the labels, who are you? When you strip away the title of daughter or mother or entrepreneur or business owner or whatever you do or whatever you identify with, like who are you really? Whose are you? Who are you here? What did you come to do? Right? Because what I'm finding, and I'm speaking for myself, because this conversation with my dad went pretty deep to like, what would life look like if we threw away who we think we need to be and we just gave ourselves permissions to be ourselves? Like my dad was given a second chance at life, but a lot of us are given second chances all the time. Like for me, maybe ending a relationship was a second chance at starting to date again. Or maybe getting a divorce was a second chance at me healing instead of settling. Or me moving across another state was another chance at like a new community, new people, a new me, right? Because you literally do get to reinvent yourself at every juncture, at every turn. And we're so afraid of what we're leaving behind and how we're going to be perceived that sometimes we walk away from our mission. And I can only speak for myself, but like the purpose God put in my heart, the mission that God gave me, do you know how many times I've sat here and been like, nobody cares. I'm not going to talk about that. That's too much. And it's based on stuff that's not even real. Because when you strip away who you think you are, what's left? We're here for a reason. We're here to grow. We're here to heal. We're here to help other people. It's like in you not shining, in you hiding, in you pretending that you don't know why you're here, you're literally holding people back. Like there are people waiting on you. There are people waiting on you to show up, on you to give them permission, for you to tell them that it's okay, for you to show them someone who looks like them, who's doing the thing that they thought was not possible for them. And we consume a lot of social media. We sit here and we like and heart and follow and do all these things, but like, how come we don't do that for ourselves? How come we don't cheerlead ourselves and we don't put ourselves out there and say what we really feel and talk to the people we're meant to serve and do the thing we're meant to do beyond what our families are going to think, our jobs are going to think? Like, strip away the titles and what's left. I will tell you that conversation with my dad really shifted something in my brain to look at life just from a very different perspective of like, okay, I don't know what happens after you die. Obviously he's back, but I am so much more than the outside. Like, I am so much more than Dominican, curly hair, in my 30s, single, living in I'm so much more than that. I am here for a mission. I am here to speak to someone. And right now, my brain is sitting here like, nobody cares. Why are you telling this story? My soul was like, you better turn on that camera and you say something. Because for whoever the message is for, they're going to get it. They're going to let me know. Thank you for showing up today, Jordy. But I want to challenge you, because what have you lived through? What have you done? What have you experienced in life that you could be helping someone else and saving them time? Maybe your mastery is in relationships. Maybe your mastery is financial. Maybe your mastery is just in survival and like how to stretch your money and like how to coupon or whatever. Insert whatever skill you have, even makeup, yo. It's just sharing. We don't get this information often from our own families. They don't really get passed down. We're learning the hard way. What if we all just gave ourselves permission to rip away the labels and just share what's in our heart, to share what we know, to just show up as we are without the thought or the perception of people are not gonna like me. Who cares? Your people will like you. I love you. I like you. Literally just give yourself permission to go all out. And I feel like I'm in that vein myself of like, you know what? Screw it. There's this new energy that happened ever since I went to Houston. I'm just feeling so lit up and so like alive and unapologetic that it's like taking up space. Like, if I don't, then why am I here? Like, just to put my head down and not say the things like that God put in my heart, to not serve the people I'm meant to serve. Like, when I'm talking about services and things that I offer, they're not coming from a place of, oh, business. It's like, I know somebody needs it. Because I remember what it was like to be looking for answers, to be like, what's wrong with me? Why am I different? Why can't I turn this on? Like, what program do you use to go online? Or like, how do you market? How do you build a business? All of this stuff I learned because someone else showed up, because someone taught me how, because someone made a video, because someone went live, because I followed someone's journey. But a lot of times we're holding on to gold, we're holding on to wisdom, we're holding on to things that people need, and we're letting the perception or the label outside of the bottle to determine whether or not we share it. I will say hold your post, because if that's the mission you were given, like, why are you not showing up? Why are you hiding? Why is what's going on in your mind more valuable than 10, 20, 1,000 people who need the message that you have? Something as simple as saying, I'm having a bad day and this is how I cope, could give somebody the tools to get through their bad day. Anyways, sometimes I feel like I'm rambling, but I just really felt called to share, to go there. And that conversation with my dad just took me a little bit deeper outside of myself, to look at life as what it is. It's just a moment. Like, when you blink and you look up, 80 years, 100 years, 60 years, however long you have, it's just a moment. But sometimes we're so busy trying to keep the perception or other people's opinions at bay that we forget to live. We forget to be present. We forget to trust ourselves, to move on purpose, to move with purpose, to move when you're called. Like me turning on this camera, that was just me like, okay, soul bet. Let's turn it on. Let's go. If the message is good, great. If it's not, that's okay. I did my part. So I want to challenge you to do the same. Stop waiting. Stop hiding. Stop acting like, oh my God, the world is going to know. They need to know. Imagine having the cure to cancer and keeping it to yourself. You might not see it that way, but for the people that are waiting on your message, for the people that are waiting on you, that's what it feels like. Like I'm over here dying of this and you could help me, and you're choosing to hide it because of what your parents are going to think, because society. My love, allow me to challenge you. You can do the work. You can do this. And if you need help, let me know. But I think I'm going to end it here. I hope it reached you, that it served you, that it resonated. If it did, leave me a comment. Let's keep the conversation going, because I don't know, I'm just feeling called to be more open and more vulnerable. And it might be Aquarius season, but I think it's time for all the crazies to come out, for all the uniqueness, for all the everything that's out there to come out. Like, let's stop hiding. Let's stop dimming. Let's stop playing small. Like, it's your turn and we're ready for what you got. I'm ready for what you got. So anyways, I love you guys and I will be back.